Can you believe it's week 10? Oh my gosh! We're well over 25% of the year done. Crazy. All right, let me give you an overview of what's happening this week with our blog, and you're going to be adding to a discussion board. Two things this week, both of them pretty straightforward if we take it one step at a time. So let's click on this to see what is in this project. The details are here. Copy and paste the blog post like we normally do. Follow the directions. Delete all my instructions in the blog post when you're done with those sections of the blog post. And let's take a closer look. So as always, you can place your own image at the top if you want. You're going to name the blog post this, and then delete all these directions. Okay? I like this image because it gives us an idea of what we're going to work on this week. You're going to take your system of getting things done. Some of you don't have one, some of you have one, but we want to make sure that it does all the things we need it to do. So that's what that image represents. Teens are overwhelmed, partly because they don't yet have the skills to manage the unprecedented amount of stuff that enters their brains each day. We're going to dig into this. This is an article you can read if you would like. And remember this, your mind is for having ideas. It's for being creative in the moment. That's it. Not holding them. It is not a storage, a cabinet, a storage file, or something like that. And you can do anything, but not everything. Anyway, I like these quotes. I think it really helps us kind of figure out how to play the game of school. Write your summary last. That hasn't changed. In the classroom, we're going to learn in more detail about what David Allen's Getting Things Done really is all about. And what I want you to do is set a timer. We're going to spend 45 minutes in this room. Watch this for 20 minutes. Then we're going to watch this for, it's a little more than 8 minutes. Then we're going to highlight some of the elements in this article. And then lastly, I want you to write a small paragraph reflection of what you got from all of this. And of course, delete all my directions and leave your paragraph there. In the lab, we're going to actually play around with what we just learned. So we set a timer for 15 minutes, and we're going to take a look at how to capture, process, organize, review, and then engage with actions that we need to accomplish. Okay, we're going to do that by examining two maps. I have a detailed map here. Now, if you click on this, it is very involved. And for some people, they might find this a little bit too overwhelming. But really, if you think, here's something, a new idea comes in your inbox. Is it actionable? No. Eliminate it. Or file it for later. Or yes. More than one action required? Yes. Then it's a multi-step project. Then you go in here and do the project piece. So you can see how this works. I'm going to go back to our blog post because this one does the same stuff and it's a little simpler. So sometimes I want to know, like when I'm confused at a certain junction, I'm not sure what to do. The more detailed one actually is more revealing. So I have both of them there. But the idea here is stuff comes into your in basket or things you need to accomplish. What is it? Can you do something on it? If no, you push it off because if it's due tomorrow or something that has to go on a calendar or it's down the road, you do that. If it's something you need to reference once in a while, you put it somewhere safe where you can look it up when you need to. And I have various options for that. If it's actionable, then if it's less than 2 minutes to do it, do it. If it's going to take more than 2 minutes, then you put it over here because you probably need to break it down into more steps. But if it's like still not that big, it's not actionable right now because it's over 2 minutes, but it's not really big enough to be a project. You would go down here and delegate it, like waiting for somebody else to do something, or put it on a calendar or put it into a pile called Next Actions. Next Actions is really for where things that aren't big enough to be a project but are more than 2 minutes. You dump them here. And you just got a collection of those. If it is a project, then you break it down into smaller chunks that can be done. And we usually say 2 to 15 minutes. You want to keep them short, small tasks that you could set a timer and work on just that one actionable task or setup. Okay? And then we come down here. If it's less than 2 minutes, then of course you would do it. All right? Moving onward, what I want you to do is to develop your own GTD system, Getting Things Done system. And when I say trusted system, that just means it's your process to get stuff out of your head that you trust so you don't forget things and it keeps you organized. If you trust that system, it'll allow you to de-stress and feel much more focused in the moment because you know your trusted system has captured all the things that you need to do for all your classes and for homework or other things that you have in your life. Okay? So you could do it with paper pencil, you could use your phone, there's apps you can put on your phone. If you search GTD apps, you're going to find all kinds of stuff. We use Trello for our project management, which we're going to learn about later. That's what I'm saying here. If you want to get started on Trello now and use it as GTD, you create an account with your school district email address and a password that you choose, and then you can open up this template, copy this template into your Trello, and you can start building the system. And I have more resources on how to do this. But so if you want to pick that, great. Examine Lifehacker. They have all kinds of different GTD resources. Okay, so you have lots of options. I want you to pick one. And if you're not sure, pick Trello. Then I want you to go outside. And I want you to go for a walk. And then David Allen recommends bring a notepad, walk, relax, and allow your mind to wander. And if you land on something that needs your attention, write it down, and then continue on your walk. It's a great way to capture things that are bugging you, that are hanging in your consciousness, that are weighing you down and keeping you from the moment. You know, stuff that stresses you out. An optional one is read this book by David Allen. Of course, this is optional. You don't have to do it. But some people really get into this and they want to get better at it. And here's what I pitch to you. The better at GTD you get, the less stress you're going to feel, the more productive you're going to be. And this is a skill set you will use for the rest of your life. So I strongly advise you to get really good at this because it will only benefit you and give you more time to do the things that you really love to do. All right, creating the map. Now, once you pick the tool, and the studio is where we do creative stuff. So in this, we're going to look over David Allen's steps. So this, if you watch this right here, it's the last minute of his video. He summarizes these things. And then what I want you to do is I want you to just capture as many things into your new trusted system. Okay, whether you use Trello or whatever, spend 15 minutes, watch the last minute of the video. He basically says this. Literally he does. He says all these words. Rewatch that and then spend 15 minutes starting to add and capture action items into your system. Okay, set that timer. The control room, I want you to go into Schoology, into our Week 10 folder, and we have a discussion board. I want you to take a picture or a screenshot of your GTD system. Now that could be a screenshot from your phone. It could be a picture of a notebook you have that you could use your Chromebook to take a picture of. I just want you to have that there, and we're going to post all those into the discussion board, and then we're going to give feedback to each other and talk about that. And that'll be due before the last class of the week. So if you're in a Thursday class, that'll be at 9 o'clock in the morning it's due. If you're on a Friday class, it'll be 9 o'clock on Friday. Okay, make sure you have that in there. It doesn't have to be highly populated, but I want it in there because we're going to talk about them in class, and you're going to have a lot of epiphanies on how to do this stuff better. So I need an image first. You don't have to have a lot of stuff in it. It could be a mess. I don't care. But have it there so we can take a look at it. Okay? And of course, you do what you learned and at least one problem you solved. Then delete my directions here and have your text here. And take this survey. Reminder, the more times you take the survey, the less work you're going to have to do later in the course because you're charting information, you're writing down how much time you're spending, you're writing reflections on both the content and the process of the course. These are all leadership components that I need to have evidence of. And if I don't get the evidence through this process, I can get evidence through tests or other projects I would have to give you, which I'd rather not. And I think you agree with me. Once you're done with the evaluation, delete this section right here. Right. Now, lastly, let's take a look. This is where you're going to post your comment and upload your image, screenshot, etc. of your trusted system. You put this in here and post it. And I just wanted to show you this because it is in our Week 10 folder right there. And that's it. Oh, one other thing. We are going to have a brief discussion, so I want each person to talk about how does the system help you capture items, process them, whether 2 minutes or more, whether they're a project or actionable item, or and organize them. This is what I just said, I guess. So does your system do that? So if you have a notebook, that works. It's just explain these 3 things. Okay? Thanks for watching.